your boy Akademiks and check it out, because let me tell you this, man. Kanye West to me is a motherfucking legend. At the end of the day, when he retires, and you may not agree because I think he's a legend already. If you don't agree, by the time he retires, he will be one. Okay, mark my word. However, we live in a what have you done for me lately type of era. Okay, yeah, you were dropping 40 back in the day, but now you're dropping like 5 points. You know what I mean? You're having hella turnovers. Okay, you're playing like Kobe. Okay, so we got to look at you now. Now, if you're thinking about Kanye West, his last couple of works in the last 3 or 4 years musically for Kanye West, it's been filled with filth. Okay, he dropped Yeezus. I thought it was a dud. It was obviously something meant only to be a frisbee, a weed plate, and should not be played outside the confines of Guantanamo Bay. Okay, that's a torture chamber type of music. Now, of course, some people disagree, and that's fine. But I could not listen to that fuckery, and I'm like, I'm listening on site, and I'm thinking like, what the fuck? This is what a migraine sounds like? Now, here's the thing, because some people say, yo, Kanye, he's just different. He's going in a different direction. You guys are just used to this shit, and he's giving you the future. Listen, I am all for Kanye West's bravery and him like going ahead or even trying out new things. But you will not get an ounce of extra credit for trying new things if the new shit you tried is whack. Now, we get to SWISH, right? SWISH is his next album. It's going to be dropping on February 11th. Let me know if you guys are going to cop, or you'll be definitely copping it from the plug. Now, he put out a track listing. It looks like a sloppily handwritten note on like a notepad. And some people transcribed it, so we got the track listing here. We're going to talk about the track listing. It's not much to really decipher, analyze, but we could at least kind of give some expectations that we're kind of getting from this, right? Now, the first track is Ninja Chop, right? Now, we don't have the features because he didn't write the features, so there might be features to these songs that we don't know about. Okay. Now, the first track is Ninja Chop. Second track is Father Stretch My Hands. The third track is Waves. The fourth track is Highlights. Now, Highlights, I'm actually very excited about this particular track because if you know anything about Kanye, if you're one of the Yeezus disciples, you probably know that he's very big into lights, right? Remember when he did All the Lights, which was off an album I consider classic, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. When he was on tour, he was big about, yo, light man, cut the lights off, or all the lights, turn all the lights on. He was very heavily into that. That was probably one of his best produce songs to me, okay, as a complete product. Even the remix, which I didn't think got enough shine, I felt it was a great song. So him coming back with another song about the lights, and remember, he had flashing lights, all of the lights, and then this is gonna be Highlights. So I'm expecting a lot, right? Now, the fifth track is called 30 Hours. Okay, it sounds kind of like a movie, but we don't know who's producing it. We don't know what it's going to be about. We don't have any snippets. And I'm just hoping it's something where it's not on some punk rock, just fucking like, let me just scream you to death type of thing. Okay, I'm expecting more type of musical, right? What I mean by musical, I'm talking about calling the orchestra, okay, bringing the flutes, Squidward get on the clarinet. Like, we need some music. And that's what I'm really expecting. That's the Kanye I love, okay? Now, track 6 is No More Parties in LA featuring Kendrick Lamar. We actually heard this track already. To me, it's not a lead single type of record, but it's a set the tone record, okay? It sets the palette, and it creates a setting for what we're going to be hearing on this body of work. At least to me, or that's what I'm thinking, right? It sounds dope. It sounds like Kanye's trying to go back to what made him great in a lot of people's eyes and give people what they want. Now, it does lead me to question, is this album about just giving people what they want, or Kanye West also getting what he wants out of the music as well? Because a lot of times he's using music in the last couple of years to further his other passion, which is obviously fashion. Okay, now track 7, I've heard a snippet or some type of instrumental of this track, and I'm hoping it's the same thing, but it's called Fade, featuring Post Malone and Ty Dolla $ign. It sounded flames when I heard it, and this track is the definition to me of a track where people say, yo, Kanye needs to go back to soul samples. I'm like, no. He doesn't have to go back to soul samples. I love when he does, but he could go ahead and make other type of songs without so much quote-unquote soul samples, and it still be dope. Sonically, like when someone listens to it, okay, he got a baby, right? Northwest. If Northwest is listening to like fucking Yeezus, I'm pretty sure she's gonna have a fucking headache, okay? So pretty much you gotta think about sonically, is it sounding good? And what I heard from Fade, it's not a soul type of sample type of track, okay? It's kind of like more house bouncy type of track. It sounded amazing though, okay? Now, track 8. FML. Now, FML, it looks like it stands for and represents Fuck My Life, and we don't know what's up with that track, but hopefully he probably got like a feature on there. I feel like that's a track that has a feature, so we will see. Now, number 9 is Real Friends. We've heard that track already. It's with Ty Dolla $ign. Again, not a single type track, but it's definitely a I'm gonna set the table. So it kind of gives you the mood. It gives us kind of what we've been wanting from Kanye, and I think a lot of people could relate to it. A lot of people have been missing out on being able to relate to Kanye West music, and on that particular track, we could definitely relate, or at least I can. Now, the number 10 track is called Wolves, and we're expecting Vic Mensa to be on that track because that was floating around before. And, hey, I think this track hopefully will be good, but we will see. Okay, now that's 10 tracks right there. Okay, now let me tell you the gradient I'm going to be judging this album on, because we're judging Kanye West against himself, really, right? We're not judging him against, like, the Young Thugs of the world. We're not judging him against the Migos. We're not even judging him against, like, a Post Malone. We're judging him against himself, right? And when you've given greatness over the years, we're expecting greatness to continue or to get to another level, right? Now, 10 tracks, and I'm going to imagine there's no bonus, even though there probably will be. I'm expecting at least 7 to be really on point. 7 or 8 of them to be really on point. When I listen to them, I'll be like, yo, this is jamming, okay? Now, I'm not expecting all 7 to be classic, but be like, yo, this is heavy, right? Now, I'm not expecting it to have like 4 misses where you're like, what are you trying to do here? Because 10 tracks, you don't have much room for error. Okay, and I think Kanye West could accomplish it, but what we'll learn the most about this album is if Kanye West is really still into music, or he's just using music to further his other passion and what he's really into, fashion. Get in the comment box, what you guys like. Definitely subscribe to Akademiks. What do you guys think about this track listing? Get in the comment box. I'm out.